Today I'd like to show you how I make a one-pot chicken pot pie. It's quick, easy and really tasty. So don't go away. This Balti pot from Le Creuset is a perfect choice for a chicken pot pie as it is stovetop and oven-proof, which means that we can use the same pot to cook the filling, put the pie crust on top, pop it into the oven and serve it to family and friends. Hi, my name is Lindy and thank you for watching my channel. To make our chicken pot pie, we begin by shredding 4 cups of roasted or steamed chicken. The steamed chicken gives more stock for the filling, but the roasted is a more intense flavor. Next, I roughly chop half a large onion and 3 cloves of garlic. We all have our favorite way of peeling garlic. I cut off the end of a clove, place it in water for a few minutes and find this makes it easy to peel off the skin. Brown the chopped onions with a tablespoon of olive oil. Season with salt, pepper and dried herbs. Once the onion is cooked, only then add the garlic, as you want to be sure not to burn the garlic. I then like to add 2 tablespoons of butter for flavor. Once the butter has melted, add 90 grams of all-purpose flour to make a roux. Work quickly to incorporate the fat and the flour together. This heavy bottom pan works well to make a roux. I'm adding another tablespoon of olive oil to prevent the roux getting too dry, which can cause lumps in the sauce. Let the mixture cook slowly for a couple of minutes and keep stirring. Add 2 cups of milk on low heat and immediately stir together. You could add cream or crème fraîche. Another good thing about this cast iron pot is that you can also use metal cooking implements in the pot. I like using a whisk to prevent any lumps in the sauce. However, if your fat to flour ratio is correct, you shouldn't have an issue with flour lumps. When the sauce thickens, add 1 cup of stock from your roasted or steamed chicken. On a low heat, keep stirring. I'm adding another 100 milliliters of stock as I want to make the sauce a little thinner. A chicken pot pie has a creamier consistency than a chicken pie and is baked in a deep dish. Chicken pot pies only have a top crust. You can add vegetables to the filling of your chicken pot pie. However, I prefer to add garlic, onions and chicken as I find this suits everyone's taste, and I can then serve it with salad or vegetables. I then turn the heat up a little to thicken the sauce fully, stirring all the time to prevent it sticking to the bottom of the pot. Turn the heat to low and add the shredded chicken. Mix together well so the sauce covers all the shredded chicken. Switch off the heat. Season to taste. Smooth the top of the filling and leave to cool. The chicken pot pie filling is now cold and we're going to move on and do the pastry. This is a bought pastry. If you've been watching my videos, and thank you for that, you will know that I like simple steps, but I like to use fresh, healthy produce. So I did have to look for quite a while to find this pastry which has butter in it. I like butter, which means I either have to make it myself or I buy a good quality pastry. This is a butter puff pastry. Most of the ones you'll find in the shop will have some other form of shortening. So this is the one I managed to find, and you can see it's very nicely wrapped with the paper in between. We are going to have to cut it to its size, and then I'll show you how I use the leftovers. Let's start by putting out a little bit of flour. And we're going to just put this out like that on the board. And then we're going to put some flour on the rolling pin. And we're just going to roll it out. I don't want to roll it too much because it's already at the correct consistency. I just measure this, which is slightly large, and then I'm just going to cut around here. I'm going to show you two crusts today. The one fits directly on the pie filling, and the other one sits above the filling and overlaps on the dish. And we're going to use egg wash, which will help the pie crust brown. And then what my mom used to do, which really was beautiful and brings back lovely memories, is whenever she made a pie, she would put egg between the pastry and the filling. Here I have 3 hard-boiled eggs. Here is an egg timer I got as a gift from my brother. Put in the pot when you boil an egg, and it'll show you whether you want it soft, medium or hard. I find living in the mountains, boiling eggs take a really long time, and this is fail-proof. And then this little slicer, which is also a couple of dollars, is going to slice your boiled eggs better than you could ever do by hand. So we're going to cut the 3rd one, easy as that, and we're going to carry on covering the pie with the boiled eggs. So the beauty of these boiled eggs is that it gives it an additional interesting taste, and it also stops the pastry, puff pastry crust from sticking to the filling. And here we can just add a little bit of salt. We're going to put the pastry on pie. This crust sits directly on the filling. Use leftover pastry to make a pattern on the top of the pie. Not easy to see, but I have made some simple flowers. Brush with egg wash. So I don't need to tell you that this is no masterpiece, but it just might be the secret to having your children eat a savory pie. We're now going to pop it into an oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 25 minutes, but we'll check as it goes along. I then make a foil tent by folding a piece of foil in quarters. Cutting a hole in the middle, and then I cover the crust in the oven to prevent further browning, but allowing the center of the pie to continue to brown. The pie is nicely browned, and the egg has prevented the sauce from seeping through the pastry, and the filling is a good consistency. So I'm going to cut it bigger than this on each side. The second pie, I'm going to make the pastry overhang the dish. And I'm going to do it like this. just going to pinch it around the edge. And then we're going to just cut some areas for the steam to escape. Brush the pastry with egg wash. If you want a slightly lighter brown crust, add some water to the egg wash to dilute it. And now we're going to put it straight into the oven. After about 15 minutes, I check to see if the crusts are browning nicely. I then cover the crusts in the oven to prevent further browning, but allowing the center of the pie to continue to brown. Remove from the oven once the pastry has risen and browned all over. Approximately 25 to 35 minutes. You will need to check. This pie is runnier inside and would be delicious as individual chicken pot pies, where each person gets their own individual pie. I hope you enjoyed watching how I make a one-pot chicken pot pie. If you enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and if you have any questions, I'd love to hear from you. I'm Lindy, and thank you so much for watching my channel.